We talked about the crash, how it happened, and why Air India is under the scanner. But what about the plane itself? The aircraft, it was a Boeing 7878 Dreamliner. It was launched 14 years ago as Boeing's great leap into the future. But this crash may change that. This is the first time a Boeing 787 aircraft has crashed. And Boeing has issued a statement. It says, and I quote, "We are in contact with Air India regarding flight 171 and stand ready to support them." So quite a generic corporate response, but the response from investors was sharper. Boeing shares plunged 8% during pre-market trading because this is not a one-off. Boeing is no stranger to fatal crashes. The company has been under fire for years. So this will be the final nail, or will this be the final nail in the Boeing coffin? First, let's look at the aircraft. The Boeing 787A Dreamliner. It was marketed as a revolutionary aircraft. It was supposed to be a game changer in modern aviation. The aircraft first entered into service in 2011. Right now, there are more than 1,175 Dreamliners in service. As we speak, 1,175 Dreamliners. They account for 2,100 flights every day. In total, the Dreamliner has clocked nearly 5 million flights. Air India got its first Dreamliner in 2012. By 2014, they were inducted into the fleet. Since then, it has become a core part of Air India's international routes. I keep saying we don't know what went wrong with today's flight. But we can tell you that a lot has been going wrong for Boeing. In 2024, a whistleblower emerged, a Boeing engineer named Sam Salepur. And he made some big revelations. He said that the 787 was being assembled sloppily. Boeing was taking shortcuts. Body pieces were being aligned in a subpar manner. There was also pressure on engineers. They had to approve work that they hadn't checked. Sam Salepur was one such engineer, so he turned whistleblower. And just months after that, he died mysteriously. But his allegations did not die, and the questions he raised are not new. In 2021, Boeing halted deliveries of new Dreamliners. The US aviation watchdog, the FAA, looked into it. They looked into quality control, especially about how the jet was being assembled. Boeing then made changes to its manufacturing process. Deliveries were soon resumed, and the company maintained that the planes were safe to fly. And we must add here, plane crashes are rare, very, very rare, and most do not shake public trust in aviation. But this one hits different, and that's because of Boeing's past record. In recent years, 2 of its 737 MAX planes have crashed. More than 300 people have lost their lives. Many countries have grounded the 737 MAX planes. And not just that, Boeing has been drowning in bad press for months, with emergency doors blowing off mid-air, loose bolts found in rudders, planes with missing oxygen masks, a CEO forced to resign, and whistleblowers found dead. If this crash is traced back to an aircraft issue, it may be game over for Boeing. It will lose any moral credibility it had left. And for passengers, this is a turning point. They're asking questions they shouldn't have to ask in 2025. Is the flight they're flying a Boeing plane? Is it a 787? Am I safe? I'm afraid we cannot answer these questions. But here's something that we can say. Despite the glaring issues, Boeing will remain in business for the foreseeable future. It can keep delivering subpar planes because airlines do not have alternatives. The airplane industry is a duopoly. There are 2 major aircraft makers in our world today, Boeing and Airbus. Even together, they're not being able to meet the demand. So there is no way that Airbus alone can build all the planes that the world needs, which explains why Boeing will have a market. And for all the trending hashtags that say, if it's Boeing, I'm not going, the consumer is not really spoiled for choice. That, unfortunately, is where things stand today.
Firstpost now available in 9 languages on YouTube. English,
stands at $36 trillion.
French,
Le FMI, comme
German,
Geschäftsführenden Direktor
Hindi,
$30 trillion ka karj mo.
Indonesian,
Pemerintah tanpa pemeriksaan.
Italian,
Sekali radikali. Stop.
Japanese,
$4 trilhão以上mo.
Portuguese,
Por causa do próprio balanço patrimonial.
Spanish.
Beautiful bill.
Go to Settings, click on Audio Track and select a language of your choice. Be the first to know what's happening around you in your first language. Firstpost.